still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're all doing well. Today we have quite a lot to talk about. So much that the title actually doesn't have the space enough to come to accommodate all the items we have, the topics we have to talk about today. But we'll talk about once again Alejandro Garnacho to Chelsea, Xavi Simons to Chelsea, Christopher Nkunku to Leipzig, Nicholas Jackson's future, Axel, the Disasi, Carney Chukwuemeka, and a whole lot of other stuff. Then we'll talk about the new kit, the home thought kit, so to speak. It is gorgeous, and I think I'm getting one. Hopefully, it will come with the badge. I'm not sure if it's supposed to come with it or not. But by the way, I do hope you're all doing well. And as usual, because we keep it interactive here, I'm going to go ahead and say hello to those of you in the chat already before we start addressing the items we have lined up. We have Selu Ufana. I like that name. Hi to you too. I do hope you're doing well. And thank you for finding the time to be part of the conversation. Sincerely do appreciate you. And I have my bro, Tebe. Big up to you, Tobago. Thank you for joining the show. And I know you're scheduled a show to, again, a few hours from now, 1 hour from now. I'm not sure how soon. Uncle Vinny says, come on, Chelsea. Big up, everyone. Big up to you, too. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I do hope you're doing well. And my bro from another mother, Anke, thank you. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. What else do we have? Yep, the blue heart. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I triggered the command AB, exclamation mark AB, which says people go and sub to my bro's YouTube channel, Almighty Blues. The link is there. You will love it. And I guarantee you, you will love it. And Wendy, once again, thank you so much for reposting the stream. I appreciate you doing that. You let me know if you want to come on to the panel, just hit me up and I'll send you the link. Okay. And the process of us, we're looking for more interested individuals to join our panelist groups. And wow, the response are overwhelming. So we doing that again. The process will be more strategic so that everybody gets a chance to show what they are capable of doing. Yeah, but that's by the way. I'm gonna go ahead and start addressing the items we have lined up without wasting much of your time. It was fun. Yesterday wasn't easy because it was tiring to be alone and speak for that length of time. But anyway, it was fun because we were interacting. Dante, big up to you. No discipline at all. But thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. I do hope you're doing well, Dante. Yeah, I should have reached out to see whether you were okay, but I'm quite sure you're fine. If anything, I don't know whether an appointment, I don't remember actually. But thank you for joining the conversation. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, big up, coach. What happened? That you were alone yesterday? No one joined you? What happened?
Uh, it was still fun for me. I
Oh,
don't. hmm I really think think it was fun. There were people. We had fun. I like interacting with people. You know that already, but nobody
so
joined.
no one came on the panel yesterday. I haven't
No.
had a chance to rewatch. Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. Sorry, yeah, no, I had to go to my
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
mother's
I
house
remember. You don't have to say.
and my
I just
sister's
remember
house.
that's
Yeah,
how I was saying what I was saying. Yeah.
all
Yeah.
good. I'm all
This.
good now. I'm here.
Oh, excellent. Hopefully, good news. So this guy here, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. His last name, Brighton player. Julio, is it Enciso or Encio? I'm not sure, but I'd go
And
with
Chizo
Enciso.
and Chizo's fine. And Chizo doesn't matter.
And Chiso, okay. Julio and Chiso is on his way to London today for medical tests as a new BlueCo project. And Fabrizio,
Mm,
again, a subsequent report from Fabrizio suggests that he'd spend the current season at Strasbourg and then join Chelsea next season.
yeah.
In all honesty, I'm not going to pretend I know him that well. I know he's a good player. I've seen him, paid attention to him a few occasions. What do you make of the signing, Dante?
Yeah, look, it's one for the future. Very good young player. He's played against us a few times and he scored against us one really nice goal. And I've watched him a couple of times play for Brighton. So he was the number 10. So yeah, look, he's a very young, talented player. I think he's turned 21 now. He was 20, so still very young. But we're going to sign him for Strasbourg. Obviously, we can't send any players on loan, so all the loan spots are taken up. So he'll be signed for Strasbourg for a year, maybe even two. We don't know. It depends how his progress goes, how his development goes, and how good he goes. So um, he'll be there with Kendra Payers, so they play the same position. So that'll be they'll have a battle out there to see which one's better and which one makes it a Chelsea. And I think that's exactly what Chelsea wanted. See which one's better, and then which one can make the move across in a year or maybe 2 years, depending. So, yeah, look, very exciting young player. He's got a really good, strong shot on him. Again, one of those young players that plays with his head up, which is quite rare. Looks for the assist first. So yeah, very nice player, good dribbling, good technical ability, of course, as being South American. Just a little bit, probably has to work on a little bit on his positioning and probably tracking back, etc. Working hard on that part of his game. But the rest of the game, everything is there. So yeah, he needs to improve on a few little things like that part of his game, but the rest is all there. So we'll see how he goes at Strasbourg. Another exciting player for Strasbourg.
Which of the two players do you think will progress to the Chelsea squad sooner?
It's hard to say. We haven't seen Payers play for a while, so uh, I can't really see how he's developed or what he's done because we haven't seen him play for quite a bit. So, and Chizo's been playing in and out of the Brighton team. Again, probably just for those reasons, not been playing as much. Like I said, he doesn't work as hard going back or positionally wise. Can be a little bit lazy. So that's why they've probably signed him because it is a bargain. I mean, I'm surprised it's that cheap. So it's because Strasbourg signed him, not Chelsea, obviously, but still they know it's for Chelsea in the end later on. But it's very cheap. So to get him for that price, he's valued more like closer to 40 million, not 20 million. So uh, yeah, look, like I said, a little bit to work on his game. Probably that's the side that uh, Brighton might have not liked as much either. But he has played in the Premier League for the last 2 years, so I'm sure his fitness is getting better and better. And yeah, surprised actually they let him go. I'm not quite sure why they let him go. So there could be something a little bit, who knows? Like I said, off field, something maybe wasn't happy there, or who knows. But I'm very surprised they let him go for so cheap because he's a very highly rated, under 21. So yeah,
Yeah, Tebejo, what do you
and
make
a
of
full
the signing?
international as well for his country. He's a full international for the Paraguay
hmm
national team as well. So
Yeah, Tebejo, how about you? What you make of the signing?
Big up, guys. I hope you all are good.
Yeah, big up, big up.
big up to Bagel.
Yeah, so in terms of Julio Enciso, I think is a fantastic signing and opportunity. So hopefully, he can do well at Strasbourg. And translate that to Chelsea. But again, like Dante said, it's a player that is always in and out. But I see him as an impact player. When the opponents are tired, I think this guy is that guy who can come in and create a lot of things and score beautiful goals. You can see Dante. His goals, most of them are beautiful. Screamers. So overall, I think it's a bargain and an opportunity signing. Let's see what will happen.
We'll see. Bobby's in the house. So Bobby, big up to you. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the conversation. I don't know. You want to add anything to that, or should we just get done with that particular topic and move on to the next one? Up to you, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, what's there to say? Big up, guys.
Big up to you
Another
too.
Big up, Bobby.
another physically challenged little player who may not even make it to Chelsea through Strasbourg. I don't know. I'm not really focused on that signing. I'm yet to see anything beneficial in it. We'll see what he does. If the likes of what's Marino, was it the guy we got, the left back, is still going through his paces at Strasbourg, then this guy is just in the same bracket, if you ask me. We have to wait and see if he's able to cut the mustard. I think Chelsea need to stop signing these little guys. Our uh, sporting directors have to look at how to assemble a winning team. I know Arsenal are very short term. They've now more or less got Eberici, Eze, who I think is a very good player, very effective, very good goal scorer, although he's in his prime. So I don't know how many seasons they can get out of him in his prime. But yeah, we got too many puny little guys, and it's a problem. People can't see it, but it's a problem. I know you're going to come on to Renato Veiga. That's a sale that I'm not happy with. I think it's not necessary at this point. It's a solution at this point. We've got so many players that can be sold. And it's just so funny that the players that need to be sold are all still clicking their heels. And the players that could be useful are the ones getting sold. But I'm sure we're coming to all that. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll get to that definitely. Let's see. Ankit here is saying Almighty Bliss is saying 2-3 major injuries in the last couple of years, but assists well and scores bangers. Very good price for his age, international experience in Premier League experience, and also versatility. Here he says if we play 3-4-2-1 like Club World Cup in the future, then we need two central attacking midfielder backups. After Palma, Xavi Simons start, I think he's too young to give up on. Whoever does better among youngsters stays. It's that simple. Only the best stays, and if you don't make it, you get sold, and we'll make a sizable fee from your sale. It's
But
really
wait,
that
coach,
simple.
he's not
Mhm.
even at Chelsea. He's in Strasbourg, surely.
Yeah, he'll be joining them. Yeah, but for the season,
So what's he
till the
saying?
end of the season.
Yeah,
Then
well,
he
we'll
comes
see.
back to Chelsea. The process. He's going to be part of the preseason. If the
We'll,
manager
s-
feels
we'll,
like he's good enough to be part of the squad, then yeah.
we'll see if he can cut the mustard. You've got Henry Pius, remember? He's at Strasbourg. I think they play the same way. There's Bunda coming, although he's a winger. We have to wait and see. But it's good to have this background competition. But let's see if he's even capable. I can see this player staying at Strasbourg for a couple of years before even coming anywhere near the first team at Chelsea.
Yeah, thank you. Ankit, one more comment there said it's just that Renato Veiga had more suitors Bobby, and he unfortunately is not as committed to Chelsea as he showed. I'm going to highlight this comment and bring it up. That's exactly how I feel. But we'd rather invest that in a new centre back goalkeeper soon. We'll see. We'll get to that in a bit. So the second item we have lined up here, Dante, back to you again. This reads RB Leipzig chief Marcel Schäfer, is it Schäfer, on Xavi Simons transfer rumors We know his great ambitions to play in the top league for a title contender. He wants to prove himself at the highest level, and if it makes economic sense, we're open. But only then will, let me remix that a bit. But only then will they listen to offers for Xavi Simons. But that's just I don't think he'd say otherwise. He's still with them. I don't think he'd say, yeah, he's on the verge of joining Chelsea. But you can say there are subtle signs here and there that indicate, yeah, he's definitely leaving them. A player okay, we get to that one in a bit. That's a sports trying to hijack a player that Chelsea is trying to sign. Dante, what do you make of this comment? Does it mean? I think it's really simple, in my opinion. Uh, I think if we meet the evaluation of their player, or if we reach an agreement, let me just simplify that. We don't necessarily have to meet their valuation of Xavi Simons, but if we reach an agreement with them, he's gone. That's basically what he's saying. But let's hear your interpretation of his comment.
Yeah, pretty much exactly spot on. And he's just being diplomatic, which you have to in those situations. You can't tell everything the way it is exactly sometimes. So he's just being diplomatic and holding the cards close to his chest because that's what they do. So we'll wait and see. Like I said, I keep saying I think this deal's basically on pretty much done. It's just about us getting rid of those players and to be able to then put him on and registered. We've sold another one. Obviously, Vega's one gone as well, so that's another one. So we need to get rid of another one ASAP for that to happen. So let's wait and see. But like I keep saying, I think this deal they've got a business understanding and they've got basically a handshake in business is a little bit different to play a handshake. So yeah, I think it will get done once we can make the space to fulfill the UEFA's wishes, basically, which we have to follow. We have no choice. Well, yeah, I think then it will be done. But like you said, Spurs went for him and they said no. He's been telling Bayern, Spurs, a lot of clubs. He's joining another club. He's joining Chelsea. So yeah, if that was the case, he would have gone somewhere else already. I think if it wasn't agreed, because so many suitors for him. So yeah, that's my opinion on it.
And it'd be correct to say their hands are tied, actually. They can only hope to get you could say a sizable fee from his sale.
Yeah, well, they can just get the best they can. Obviously, they have to, like we said, PSG have a little bit of a sell-on clause there that they'll have a percentage of the profit. So they'll try to get as much as possible. I don't think they're being very unrealistic from what the reports are. I think he's definitely worth the price, no problems. And I think Chelsea know that as well. Like I said, we'll probably pay up. I don't see us not paying up. I think that's not the problem, in my opinion. The problem is, like I said, registration issues and to satisfy UEFA.
Yeah. And if you're watching, please, if you see Nick Fadley, tell him he won the kit giveaway. It looks like he'd already left the live chat already before the draw was done. So he won the kit. Let him reach out. Let's see, get his address and how we can ship the kit to him. Okay, thank you for that. And we have IB here joining the show. IB, thank you so much for joining. Big up, everyone. Big up to you too. Yes, people, let's get the likes up. The likes do go a long way. And yeah, shamelessly, we still do beg for likes. We're not a big account yet. The more likes we garner, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and be forced to push the stream to people who would be interested in the topics we have lined up. And I have my bro here, Zion. Good morning to you two and everyone out there. Finally, we see more outgoing. Yeah, I knew it was going to be like that once it starts happening. And I think it's going to get even crazier. Well, thank you so much for joining, my bro. And you can always trigger the command by yourself, BCM, exclamation mark, BCM. How about you, Tabejo? Your thoughts, or should I go to Bobby? What do you make of the comment from the Bayern chief?
Man, I don't read too much into that because, like Dante said, I think the Xavi Simons deal is done for me personally. We're just waiting for us to sell likes of Nkunku, then we can sign him permanently. Because if you don't sign Nkunku, I don't think we're going to get Xavi Simons because of these UEFA rules and everything. So overall, I think this deal is done. Hopefully can sell Nkunku by the end of this weekend. When I'm tired of this saga, we just need Xavi Simons to Chelsea because clearly this kid wants to come to Chelsea and he's rejecting everyone. So hopefully Nkunku will help us smoothly getting Xavi Simons. So let's see.
I hope so. I need, yep. See, I can say hello to you too. There, IB. We'll get to that topic in a bit, and then I'll get back to you. I'll highlight your comment. I'll come back to it. But let's read it out. It says, "Glad Vega is out. That guy is a snake. We tried to reintegrate him back with the squad, but he insisted on leaving." We'll get back to that conversation. Hello to you too, Sam Kayla Chris. Thank you for joining the conversation. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you. Bobby, do you have anything to say with regards to the Bayern Leipzig's chief comment?
I'm not too sure what their comment is.
Can I read it
What
out?
I will, yeah, you can read it out.
Okay. It says, "We know his great, Xavi Simons' great ambitions to play in top league for a title contender. He wants to prove himself at the highest level, and if it makes economic sense, we're open, but only then." So that reflects the fact that they're still negotiating, and also you could say if we're able to meet the evaluation or maybe present something a fee that is, you say, sizable or good enough to them, then yeah, we'd do a deal. But up to you.
I think that just smacks of regurgitating an old story. I'm
Mm.
sure this is what was said in the earlier periods of this whole thing. Excuse me. Um, people are looking for anything to add to this. I don't think there's much to add. A lot of people feel the deal is already done, probably. I don't even know what to think anymore. So I don't buy that as a legitimate current story. What I will say is, as I said yesterday, nobody really wants Nkunku. We keep going on about, oh, he's
Yeah,
for
and you did
sale.
say
Oh.
Bayern didn't really want him.
Nobody
So
really
yeah,
wants Nkunku. Nobody. If they wanted him, they wouldn't be talking of
a
um
loan, just a
alone.
loan.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem we have. A lot of these investments we made in players were for players that have proved themselves not to really be worth it. People are scared of Nkunku because of his injury record. You don't start off with a club with injuries. First of all, the club waits for you for a year. You come and you're injured. Then you come, you play a little bit, and you're off injured again. People notice these things. That's why Premier League clubs aren't even coming anywhere near him. They know the physicality of the league. They know the demands, and people are like, maybe, yeah, he scores good goals. Do we want to invest this money? That's the problem we have. We've got too many of those. Chilwell, um, we Sterling. Maybe not so much the injuries, but as far as I'm concerned, coach, right from the
Mm.
beginning, Raheem Sterling has been deceiving everybody. He was never that guy. Even when people said, "Oh, when he was playing for England, Sterling was never a good player. He will miss a bucket full of chances before scoring one. He was just fortunate that he played in clubs where players around him were setting him up. Now no one
Who
wants
was it
him.
at the time that said he only performs every other week? Oh, bless his soul. It was Roger.
Mhm.
Or was it you, Dante?
I think it sounds like a.
1 in 7 to match his number 7 on the back. Yes. Yeah. One
Oh,
in
Yes.
yeah.
7.
So
Go ahead, Bobby.
in a way, what's so sad about this? I know the club is doing its best to address the finances and make money and so on. I think we have to cut losses. I really do. It's, this club wants to save face. I get all that. But rather than keep these people, especially on the wages they're on, I'm sure our accountants can come up with a clever way to have a a a cut.
It looks like we've lost Bobby right there. So let me catch up with a
Can
few
you
of
hear
what.
me?
Yeah, there you go. We can hear you now. Or maybe he needs to go.
Can
It
you hear
looks
me,
like he.
guys?
Yes, we can hear you, but can you hear us? That's the question. Yeah, it doesn't look
Can you
like he
hear
can.
me?
No, Bobby doesn't look like he can hear us. All right, let's see what else we have here. Hello to you too. I hope you're doing well. And we have Almighty Blues here saying, long time no see. Yeah, Bobby, we can hear you, but it looks like you cannot hear us. Give me 1 second. Yeah, let's take care of this. So Bobby needs to. Yeah, he can go out and come back in. He's saying hello to you, to him there. What else do we have? And some Kalo here is saying, I think Enciso is assigned for Strasbourg because we've got no space for loan to Strasbourg. I mean, that may well be the case. Where did we stop? Give me a second here. Bobby, let's see if we can hear you now. Can you say something? Please go ahead and
Yeah,
start
yeah.
speaking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go
Can
ahead,
you
go
hear
ahead.
me?
Crystal clear. Yes, Bobby.
Yeah. Sorry. When I'm on the road and I'm using my phone, if someone calls me, it cuts me out.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, one truth I'm beginning to see, and it's not a comfortable truth, is that we have to undersell these players if we can even sell them at all. I know we've cut the price of Nkunku. People keep referring to January. Oh, we should have sold him then. And I beg to differ. I don't think we had a choice but to hang on to him and see if he could help us. Our injuries were so bad, which is a word that people seem to be so scared to say. Chelsea had injuries and could not, and was struggling to cope to even field the right type of players at all, especially January time. So, we can't go backwards. We have to go forwards. And going forwards means selling these people at ridiculously low prices to get them out. Um, I can't see any other way. If not, we're going to keep paying these wages or miss out on other targets we're looking at because of these dead weights. Very, very sadly, I think we can now class Nkunku in the bracket of dead wood. Um, this is how it's proving to be, which is unfortunate because he was a good player. But even Leipzig aren't jumping through hoops to bring him back. That's an indictment.
Yeah, and I'm hearing they only want him on loan. I thought they want him on a permanent actually, but I'm
Yeah.
seeing the subsequent reports are suggesting that yeah, they only want him on loan. Yeah, but that's by the way. We move on to the next item we have lined up here. It's an unfortunate situation. Let's see how that ends. Which one is this? So apparently, Bobby, I'll let you start this one. Tottenham tried to hijack the Xavi Simons deal. So yeah, now we have to add them to the list of clubs he's rejected. That includes Bayern, I think Arsenal too, and then one other club. What club is it? Yeah, Tottenham, the
Man
last one,
City.
but Man City. Yeah. So he really does
Hey,
want to join
coach,
us, and as
he
I've said
wants to
before, yeah, go ahead.
he wants to join us, but until it happens, I don't really see the flavor in all this. Yeah, he's rejecting clubs, this and that and the other. Yeah, he's waiting for Chelsea. Well, so what? Where is he? We've been on this Simmons thing for a long time, and I don't know what value him rejecting clubs has for us at this point. We've got what, 9 days left to the end of the window. it's becoming ridiculous. Yes, we have to get rid of players. Yes, we're getting rid of players. We know what the solution is for some players that are difficult to get rid of. I don't know. I'm just a little bit confused. What we're actually gaining from all this, allowing him to reject clubs.
I'm
You
just
see what
gonna
I
have
mean?
Dante. I'm gonna allow Dante to answer that question. I have
Yeah.
an
So we
answer.
really,
Mm. No, but he doesn't know. So let's help him. That's why we're here. We can all let's Dante. Let's hear your thoughts of what value is Xavi Simons rejecting clubs. Do we benefit in any way from that? Are we going to benefit in any way from that? Do we have
Yeah,
Dante
so
there?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here. Sorry,
Okay.
I was just feeding my pussycat to hunger, so I had to give him some food.
Go ahead.
um, Nkunku, I heard. Sorry, I wasn't there about Nkunku.
Yeah. So Bobby isn't sure of what benefits him again.
No, it's about Xavi Simons.
Yeah,
yeah,
Xavi
Xavi
Simons, and
And
Simons.
not Nkunku. Yeah, he's not
and
sure how we benefit. The club will benefit from him. Rejecting the
this,
clubs is rejected at this
yeah,
point. Or I'll
yeah.
have him say it so you can have a better
Yeah,
No,
I
but
understanding
mean,
of his opinion. Yeah.
I'm just saying that after how many months now of the whole Xavi Simons rumors,
1 month,
hearing
yeah.
him reject yet another club and yet another club, I don't
Mhm.
see the flavor in that. Well, I'm like, okay, great, but where is he? Where is he with Chelsea? Yeah, okay, we're waiting to get rid of players and so on. Maybe that's more of
Mhm.
a interesting conversation. But yeah, he's rejected Spurs, he's rejected Man City, he's rejected Bayern, he's fantastic. He's committed to coming to Chelsea. Then
Mhm.
go get your man. That's just how I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
Hearing him rejecting things just doesn't excite me anymore.
That's yeah. It's been a month, so not. It hasn't been a few months. It's been a month. So look, it's taken a bit longer for the reasons I stipulated. I keep saying those reasons, the UEFA reasons. A lot of our players that we had did turn over the age. They turned 22, so from 21. So there were no longer. We had an excess of players over that age, and we didn't move those players in time, unfortunately. So that's why we're in this predicament, but we are moving them slowly and they should be moved. Look, Xavi Simons, personal terms have been agreed with Chelsea. That's been reported from all the top German uh, journalists,
Some
the
are
football
actually
journalists.
saying some outlets are actually saying that it's done.
Yes. Well, the one I look at more, Plettenberg and a couple of these guys that have connections inside the club, they said it's done as well, but they said personal terms have been agreed a while ago. So they've been agreed. There's no problems with the personal terms. And he only wants to join Chelsea. So I think he's turning these teams down because it's only Chelsea or he stays a little bit longer at Leipzig. And that's the way Leipzig are looking at it as well, I think. So that's why the relationship is good from both. They have an understanding. They both kind of, want the same thing. But if it doesn't quite happen, well, it'll be happy. Leipzig will still be happy either way. So, um, yeah, look, I think that's exactly what's happening. He has rejected, and yes, those top German journalists has said the same thing that he's rejected Tottenham in the last 3 days. They inquired for him because we know they're losing Eze to Arsenal, so they were after Eze. They pretty much nearly had Eze done as well. So they're looking for another type of player exactly like that, and he is on that mold as well. So yeah, he turned them down as well. So look, he's waiting for us. Personal terms have been agreed. We've promised him, obviously, but and Leipzig, we have probably an agreement with Leipzig, and we're just waiting to buy the time. If not, worst case scenario, I think he just stays at Leipzig. I think he's maybe
We'll
happy to
probably
stay there.
complete we'll probably complete the process, but he'd stay there on loan.
Yes. No. I don't think so. I
You
think he'll
don't think
just
so?
stay. No, I think
Okay,
he'll
he
just
won't
stay.
because the loan what's it
We
called?
can't.
Quota.
Yes, you can't. We'll have too many
Okay.
players. It won't work. That doesn't work either with the new rules. So no, if he stays, he stays. But like I said, I'm 95% sure that it's done and it will be done once we move. We've moved Vega today, basically. Well, here we go. So not quite official, but one more to be moved, and then we have that extra spot available for registration. So, and Garnacho is not a problem. First of all, like I said, because of his age, he's not a problem to register.
Yeah, so he
Although
doesn't take up space.
no, but Finger he is. Xavi Simons is. So we need to sell another player on top of that.
All right, thank you for that explanation. And then my bro here, Nee, is saying, bro, did you know that Sunderland AFC owner is a Kyle Lewis Dreyfus? Is 27-year old. Sorry if I butchered his name, and was 23 when he bought the club. Wow, what an investment! In the Premier League right now, and they're in the Premier League. I hope I'm not losing my shit.
Yeah, American owner as well. American as well.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
a excellent investment from the kid now. So he be the club will be worth a lot more right now, given the fact that they're in the Premier League.
yeah, but he's a co-owner.
Correct.
Is he the majority?
Yes,
Yeah.
he owns 64%,
So you could call. I mean, it'd be correct. So it's correct to call him the owner.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
But thank you for that.
active French
Go ahead.
actually. Yeah, his background is French, but obviously he's lived in America a lot. But he's French, yeah, Swiss and
Okay.
French. Yeah.
All right. I am stunned Saudi haven't come in for Christopher Nkunku. Here's the thing. It's really that simple. How good has it been for the 2, 3 seasons? He's been poor. Even when he gets a chance to play, especially in the Premier League, doesn't you can say doesn't do really well. It's just you hear people saying he did okay today, but nothing to the extent that you say he's showing the sort of potential he showed before we went for him. That's an issue. Saudis, they don't just sign names. You'd have to be good. You'd have to
And
be
he probably
good
doesn't want to
before.
go there anyway. So
And probably he wouldn't want to go there. But if they really want him, I'd argue they'd actually present an offer that it'd be difficult for him to say no to, like they usually do. And remember, the presser comes on soon, so we'll have again before we round off today. We'll take some time to dissect and analyze the comments from the manager's presser. And tomorrow we'll also do a pregame show before the show preview / a pregame show before the game proper starts. And the TGC also having up to Chelsea says they need Nkunku and Jackson to go for Xavi Simons and Garnu Boy to come. I like that. That's the first time I'm seeing such. I don't know. Tobeho, you have anything to add to the but you say to help answer Bobby's question?
Ah, man, Dante really answered it very well. But
I think you did, yeah.
in terms of my own opinion, remember, just like the Moses Caicedo situation, Chelsea wanted him. Even Liverpool tried to be silly and offer a high value, but again, the player made it clear that he wants to come to Chelsea. It seems like Chelsea and Xavi Simons already have a pre-agreement. We don't know what is that. We don't know whether they promise him a new wife, a car, or a house. We never know that. But overall, I'm saying that Xavi Simons and Chelsea already have an agreement, and there's no way if a player and a club have an agreement, okay, now Spurs are coming. Chelsea, forget about you. Let me go to Spurs. Doesn't work like that. What if they sign on the paper? We never know that. So overall, I'm saying that Xavi Simons and Chelsea have an agreement in place to come to Chelsea. That's why he's rejecting a lot of clubs. So we don't know why.
Here's how I think would benefit from him rejecting other clubs. As I said before, Leipzig's hands are tied. We have all the cards, which means it simply means you can say the fact that his preference is to join us and he's made it public. He's let the Leipzig hierarchy know that he wants to join Chelsea and Chelsea alone, and he's rejected. You can say a lineup of clubs. For me, that simply means we get him on our own terms. And if Leipzig, if they push it too much, they'd be at the losing. You can say they have a lot to lose. So that's for me. That's the most important. I get it. The aspect of you could say Nkunku leaving before we get the deal across the line. You could argue it's down to us having the space to register him to get to play for us. But from a financial perspective, the fact that he wants to join us and us alone makes the whole process easier for us in terms of you could say getting him on our own terms and not let Leipzig pull our pants down. I don't know how else to explain that to come across effectively, but I think you get the point, Bobby. But go ahead, Tabeho. Were you still speaking? Sorry, did I cut you off?
No, 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 no. I'm
Okay.
okay, bro.
All right, we have Victor in the house. Okay, looks like he has a bad connection. I don't know if he's using a Yaba internet connection. Yeah, he's offline.
What's that? Is
Um,
that a food chain like McDonald's and KFC, or what is
yeah,
that called?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, Yaba is an area, very you could say,
Area.
yeah,
Okay.
but I wouldn't call it a dungeon. More like there are lots of poorly developed area there. Even though it has a school actually called Yaba Tech.
So country, you mean, like
Yeah.
country? Yeah.
Okay, IB says, I wonder if the club can sell content creators, tell content creators to sell content creators to raise more funds. If so, we should start with Australia. Wow.
Yeah, there's a really good one I know as well. Yeah, that
Yeah.
he really does. He doesn't like Chelsea. He's just for the money and stuff. But that's not me. That's
And you
I'm not
think
worth
he's
nothing.
pretending. I know where you guys are going, but I'm not going to say any. You guys actually mentioned a friend of mine. But anyway, that's by the way. And
He's not a
me
friend.
here
Come on,
is saying
what
his
friend?
family owns the Louis Dreyfus Group, a trading empire. His late father, Robert Louis Dreyfus, who owned the French club until his death in 2009. Thank you for that information.
Very
Some
rich.
education for me this morning, really. Sorry, I was going off topic. Look, special treatment for important people. Sorry, I was going off topic a bit, just for educational aspect of it, and I just learned that. So thank you. Yeah, we do make an exception every now and then. Dante, were you going to say something else?
No, no, no. That's fine.
Okay,
All
you
good.
can start with Tottenham trying to hijack that deal. Have you spoken about that? I think we
Yeah.
derailed a bit because we wanted to answer Bobby's question. Maybe
Yeah. So
address
we
Bobby's concerns.
kind of answered it already with Bobby's question there. So yeah, like I said, Tottenham went for him because they're
No, but
looking
from
for
a
that.
banter perspective, maybe.
Yeah, look, they're looking for that type of player. We know Eze. They really wanted to get Eze. They've been trying. He's made his decision, so they decided to let's try Xavi Simons to see if we can, if he's available, if we can outbid Chelsea or something. But looks like they said no.
I didn't even ask a question. I made a statement. I
No,
know
but
the detail as to why they
we
went
were
for him.
able
That's
to
not my
extract,
question.
Bobby.
My statement is
We were able to extract a question from your statement.
okay, okay, because
Yeah.
why are we
Chelsea.
allowing all this to keep happening and happening? The real answer comes in the fact that Dante said that we're waiting to get rid of one more player because of UCL registration, which is acceptable. That we need to get on with it. And hence it goes back to the point I made that we will probably need to undersell these players. Forget about Nkunku. He's not that player
I'll be right
anymore.
back.
And
And in
so
terms of and the aspect of underselling players, something that Ryan, aka Kalita, said there, because they sense that was desperate to move on players, so they are lowballing us, and some of them believe that they can get the players on their own terms because everything is public. They know we
that's
have to move them on.
that's a very good point. But then the other thing about that is if the players were good, we wouldn't be trying to sell them. So there's a bit of a double-edged sword there. I think we're backed into a corner and we'll have to underprice, especially where Nkunku's concerned. That's just my opinion. I mean, this is their thing. Maybe they can get a price for him. But you can see, not even Premier League clubs that are mid-table type clubs that have enough physicality around to support him are looking at him. I mean, that's crazy.
Okay, Dante, were you gonna say anything from a banter perspective? Here's what I wanted to say. Arsenal were able to
He's gone
hijack.
off to feed his cat again. He's,
I,
he's
Ars- Arsenal were on the verge of completing their ability as Tottenham were on the verge of completing their ability as a deal, and Arsenal were able, under a few hours, to snatch him from them. And they think that they'd make a phone call to Xavi's camp, and that be it. They'd be able to hijack the deal from us. And thank goodness Fabrizio actually didn't want to mention names. But I think he started mentioning names because, yeah, all the outlets, all the big accounts started saying, yeah, it was Tottenham that tried to hijack the deal. They're shameless, really. But Tabejo, let's hear you. You want to cook them for trying to hijack a deal from us? Do we have Tabejo there? He's also muted. So
Say
I
again,
was going
coach.
to say maybe you've gone to feed your dog.
Say, say again.
Do you want to cook Tottenham? Uh, Yeah, they were on the verge of getting the Berich deal across the line, and it took Arsenal just 3 hours to get everything done and snatched him Eberechi from them. And now they thought maybe they'd make a phone call to Xavi Simons' camp, and that be it. They'd be able to hijack him from us.
To be honest, in terms of Tottenham situation, they already knew Arsenal was in for this guy. They should have wrapped up the deal as soon as possible because of the Kai Havertz situation. Now it seems like they are stupid. They look stupid right now because they waited so long for Arsenal to hijack the deal. So in terms of them looking to sign Xavi Simons, it wouldn't make sense for them because Xavi Simons won't leave Leipzig and go to Tottenham because Tottenham is number one butler. So as much as they won the Europa League, they won against the worst team in the world, Manchester United. So at the end of the day, Chelsea and Tottenham, they don't compete. So I don't understand why they try to hijack the deal. But anyway, let the deal be done so that we can cook them because now we can be overexcited and then the deal might not happen and they might come back at us why you cook us and the deal didn't happen. So let's just chill and wait for the situation.
Yeah, Dante, you want to cook them?
Tottenham, no, there's no need to cook. Look, they've done okay. They've done okay with the new manager.
Do you like them? If you don't have anything to say, it simply means you like them.
No, they've got a Romanian player playing there, and they've got a history of that. So that's the only reason
I mean,
Postecoglou was
you
there.
were
Let's not
also
forget.
you could say soft with them last season because of a
Yeah,
countryman, Angie.
exactly. And like I said, I know him. I've met him a couple of times, and I've watched him play a lot. When I went to a lot of his games when he went on an unbeaten run in Australia. So yeah, a little bit of a bias there, but hey, it is what it is. It's still Tottenham at the end of the day. But they have done well to sign Kudus. I was very surprised he went there, and a couple of other players. Looks like the manager's made a big difference. The new manager, some players want to come and play in that system a bit more. So we'll see what happens
Here's the
with
thing.
them.
Let me
Yeah,
just say this quickly. I get it. You could argue for me. I respect him tactically. He can pull
tactically,
off
yeah,
some
very good.
surprises every now and then. But I think the real test for him is now that he's at the club like Tottenham.
Yes, big club time, big pressure time. Yes. Look, you know how he's going to play. He's going to get more results, and they're going to finish much higher on the table because of that. Number one, they will do that. Just the way he plays, the caution he takes, looks at defending a lot. So they will get a lot of results, but will it be good enough to get that, up back into the European, not in the Champions League spots, maybe, that conference, Europa League on the edge of there. Maybe they've got a chance to get back into it. But yeah, I don't see him doing too much, to be honest. Not this year anyway, no.
Yeah, but thank you for that. At least you
Look,
cooked them.
I
Markin,
think
nice
we're
to see
giving
you.
too much time
Bobby,
to Tottenham. I think we're
well, I'll
giving
come back
too
to you
much. I
and then
mean,
I'll give you. Okay,
what's?
go ahead, Bobby.
I
Go
said we're
ahead.
giving too much time to Tottenham. I mean,
Mhm.
what?
It's all right, Bobby. You can have a bit of respect for opposition sometimes.
To me, move on. We know what they are. We know who they are. Let's not give them all this airtime.
All right. I think that's a cooking too. The fact that you think we shouldn't value whatever they try, we shouldn't spend our time discussing the fact that they tried to hijack a player from us. That's cooking because you're just saying, yeah, they're of no importance. Why waste
Yeah,
our
from us,
time
they
in
will never
discussing
ever
them?
hijack a player. From us, no, they wouldn't
Sorry?
hijack a player. They would never hijack a player off us if we wanted that player. I don't think they would hijack a player off
They're
us.
probably not going to try because they know they can always come to us to sign our players that are on the verge of retiring.
Yeah, something like that. But
They wouldn't
look, they
want to
have
ruin the
tried now.
relationship. Yeah, go ahead.
They've tried with Simmons now. They obviously tried. Like I said, from the
But at
very
the
good
time
journalist.
when they tried, I don't think it'd be correct to call it a hijack attempt because it was
Yeah.
still open for all parties interested at the time.
Well, if they know what, like I said, all those insiders, those journalists in Germany, they know what's really happening. So for them to say hijack, that just tells you that should tell you everything you need to know about the deal even more.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We'll move
I
on.
thought they wanted Nkunku anyway. I thought they were interested in Nkunku.
Who were interested in Nkunku? Tottenham? Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah, that's
that
Yeah,
what
was
I
the
heard.
case.
There was a time they were supposed to be interested in Nkunku.
not sure. Yeah, haven't
I
heard
honestly
that.
didn't know they were interested in signing Nkunku. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Markham New, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. And Lee saying, Coach, not sure. Let's see if you have touched on this. Nicholas Jackson's future set to be resolved when it becomes clear whether Alexander Isak is staying or leaving Newcastle United. I don't think we have anything lined up about Nicholas Jackson, but thank you for bringing that up. We haven't, but thank you for that update. And if you're listening, as you can see, nothing new except that his future was decided. If Newcastle United, if they sell Isaac, it looks like they definitely come for Nicholas Jackson. Whether they pay, they meet our valuation of Nicholas Jackson, something can 80 million pounds. I'm not too sure, but we'll see. From Cover, Sky Cav. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Good
and they're going to
source,
need two
really.
strikers as well, so
Sorry.
that pushes the odds even higher. They're going to need two strikers. They lost both their strikers. If they Isak, not just one, they're going to have zero strikes. So they're going to need two actual strikers, not one.
Who need two strikers?
Newcastle,
Newcastle United.
yeah, they'll need two strikers anyway. So that just pushes the odds up even more that they'll probably go for Nicholas Jackson because either as first choice or competing for that first choice, they'll have the money to buy two strikers basically, which they need anyway. Because like I said, Callum Wilson left as well.
Oh yeah, they've signed Callum Wilson. Yeah, they'll be hoping that he stays fit for them.
No, he left, coach, not signed. He left.
No, he left. Oh yeah, correct. He left Newcastle. Where did he? Who did he sign for? Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Who?
Callum Wilson was a backup anyway. So unless
He had.
Jackson is
He
happy to
didn't play
go,
that much for them.
exactly. So
He
unless
played in all the top
Jackson's happy to
competitions.
go and
Yeah.
be back up there, we shall see. It'll be interesting.
Where did
No, but I'm
Callum
just
Wilson
saying
go
they'll
to?
need two strikers, basically number one and a backup, or two number ones competing for each other, whichever way you want to look at it.
All right. Good morning to you, to Dianco Jadana. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much from Germany. Thank you for joining the conversation from Germany. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate that, Dianco Jadana. Let's see. What else do we have here? Not quite. I'm not sure. Let's catch up and then switch topics. Victor joined the chat. Spurs is a Finnish club. I mean, they were never anywhere, let alone be finished anyway. But didn't realize this is 27. He looks like he's younger, right?
He'll be
Sports
28
bottles
very
everything.
soon. He'll
It's a
actually be
shame.
28 next month. Yeah,
Sorry?
I think he'll be 28 next month, so he's basically 28. Yeah.
Okay. Simons just wants a Chelsea. Why is there much talk about Spurs wanting him? New topic, please. Yeah, we're moving on. Wyra, thank you for joining the conversation. Nkunku was interested in just Barca and Bayern. And Bayern, at this point, you could argue that's it for them. They're not going to push further to get the deal across the line because, yeah, we did address a particular report that said something to the effect of the Bayern hierarchy wanting a player on loan only, no permanent moves, because probably definitely it's too risky right now to sign a player on a permanent without doing a lot of research about the player's fitness and all that. But that's by the way. Let's see what else we have here. Callum Wilson It's just a better Troy Deeney. Is that what you're saying there? Okay, Daniel Delone reposted. Okay, thank you for reposting, Daniel. I appreciate you. Talk about Manchester United. Not right now because this is a Chelsea dedicated YouTube channel. Jackson wouldn't even interest West Ham. How we are valuing him at 80 million is a joke. For me, that reflects the fact that we're not serious about selling him. I think we've talked about that 1,000 times. The 80 million valuation of Nicholas Jackson simply says, yeah, we're not looking to sell him, but if you're all seriously interested, bring something
Coach,
close to that
coach,
or something
coach,
measured that, then we'll talk. Go ahead, Bobby.
I have to laugh. Why would somebody come to a Chelsea channel and say talk about Man United when they can easily tune into Sky Sports? They'll give you all the Man United you want all day long. That's all they ever talk about, and they charge you money for it.
A lot, not even cheap, right?
No, it's not cheap at all. It's a scandal.
Yeah, well, they're probably bored of it, so they want something new now.
Yeah, let's see. What else do we have here? The Man United fan, I think he said so much and Nightbot got mad.
Bye bye.
All right. Let's see. Is there high chance of possibility Simmons is coming to Chelsea? 80 million for Jackson is too high. I think we've always known that yeah, a bit too high, but that's reflects the fact that Chelsea aren't looking to sell him. That's how I see it. Let's see. No, you don't. No, you don't need to. You don't need to apologize. That's fine. But yeah, you can check out our sister channel, Soccer Perspective. Hopefully, we'll start streaming there or releasing, you can say, producing videos for that particular channel. But that's by the way. We move on to the next item we have lined up here. Yeah, a player Spurs would love in their dreams. All right, the next item here. Let's see the new third kit. It looks beautiful. I think I'm gonna buy one and I actually proudly wear it to church. That's how good it looks to me. Honestly. Dante, your thoughts?
Yeah, very nice, classic throwback.
That's actually blue, not black. Isn't that navy blue? The
No,
dark
it's black. It's black. It's like
is
a
it black?
yeah. Yes, yes. It's got blue on the outside of the sleeves and on the inside, but then yeah, it's black. It's back to one of our '90s kit. It's a throwback to that. So I think early 2000s as well, or late '90s, I think, and early 2000s we wore it as well. Something very similar. So yeah, look, very nice kit, very simple. I like just the way it is, nice and simple, and yeah, it looks really good. So sometimes you need a third kit like that with a bit of heritage. Always you can't go wrong with something like that.
Yeah. This here. Do you think Chelsea will buy Garnacho? I'd say yes, definitely. He's coming to Chelsea, and on our terms. You're not going to get anything close to 15 million pounds. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead, Tabel.
yeah, I think we're going to get him on a loan with obligation or option to buy, just like the Sancho deal. So Chelsea have been smart here. Show Manchester United that you desperately need us in order to get rid of this player. So we have to wait until the last 2 days of the transfer window. So I'm chilled on this one.
You really think we're gonna get him on loan with an option for a permanent purchase?
Yeah, one of
If
those two.
depends on the price.
I don't think they would risk it. I don't think
Like,
Yeah,
so. They're probably thinking they made a huge mistake with the Sancho thing. Probably, I don't think that they'd be happy the way the whole thing, you can say, ended with the Sancho, given Sancho's case, because I thought Sancho was staying definitely, but yeah, we had to let him go because the salary was a huge problem. But go ahead with what you were saying to Veho.
let Dante continue because I wanted to say something.
Go
no,
ahead,
I
Dante.
was just adding that. Yeah, we'll try, but it depends on the price. If we can get him for 30 million, maybe 35 max, I think we'll probably just pay it and get him. If
I
not,
don't. Do you really think for given what Tabeho said, do you think they'd agree for us to take him on loan with an option for a permanent purchase? I'd say no.
It makes them more money, coach. So yes, they
He
probably
makes them
would.
more money. You think they'd do it?
Yeah, well, because they'll get a loan fee, we'll pay his wages, and then there'll be an obligation to buy probably for the 30 million anyway. So they might make an extra 5 million, which we know Ratcliffe looks at every little penny. So he would definitely do that, yes, in my opinion.
Interesting, really. But go
You
ahead,
know,
Tabitha. You were saying something. Go ahead.
The Sancho deal didn't actually have a loan fee with the obligation to buy. There was the obligation to buy with a loan fee if you choose not to buy. So that was why the
Penalty,
Sancho deal
yeah,
was so good for Chelsea, because if we wanted to pay the 25 million for him at the end, we could have done, but for that 1 year we had, we didn't have to pay a loan fee. I think we may have had to cover his wages. I can't remember. I don't even think we had to
yes.
pay all his wages either.
We had to
So
pay all his wages, Bobby. All his wages we covered in that deal.
Did
no, I
we?
And
don't think that's right. I think that's
and
wrong.
5
We didn't cover
million.
all his
No,
wages.
no, we didn't cover the whole
No,
wages.
we didn't at all. I don't know what Dante's saying. He comes out with some of these things sometimes. He came on a deal without
Okay,
without a loan fee, with an option to buy. And the reason we paid the 5 million, which was the loan fee, was because we
exactly, yeah.
could not reach the option to buy. As far as his wages are concerned, Chelsea did not pay 100% of his wages. That
Well,
is
that
for
was his
sure.
wages. We covered his wages with that penalty fee. That was the penalty fee.
Wasn't a penalty, it was just a loan fee.
No, no.
Okay, the loan fee would have covered the wage
Yes,
payment, but
yes.
No,
it was a better deal for Chelsea than most other
By him.
deals.
Yeah, yeah. Just the salary.
I mean,
Unfortunately, he
and
didn't
we
want to
got
budge.
our money's value. Actually, I think he did relatively well for us.
I think we
yeah,
would have bought him as well, but he didn't want to. Even now you see he doesn't want to reduce his salary at all to go anywhere. So it is what it is. Yeah.
Yep, flying on private
yeah,
planes,
that was
singing,
a penalty fee actually.
singing
Yes, it was
along
a
songs
penalty
and
fee.
all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's living the life. Yeah, and I'm happy for him, really. But that's, by the way, this here. I better thank you. The kit is so beautiful. I like it. It's black, not navy blue. Okay. Big up to you too, Kopama, aka Nemaya Fawale. We know that's you. I think we are getting a new centre back. Maresca said they're looking for solutions. Yeah, like as I've
No,
said
no,
before.
no, 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 no. He
Go
said
ahead.
I was listening to the press conference actually while we are talking here. So he said, I need to improve my English. I said, we are looking for internal solutions. So clearly,
Yeah.
after what he said after the game, even before the game against Crystal Palace, maybe him and the sporting directors come into the agreement whether we sign another centre back while we have another centre back, because as much as I want a new centre back as a fan, but again, we have Josh Achimpong, right? We still have Wesley Fafana, those kind of players. If we sign a new centre back, I'm telling you right now, Josh Achimpong will likely leave Chelsea because he knows he won't get enough game time. So that's why maybe the club are more careful to not to sign a centre back until maybe we sell Disasi, another
Chalobah,
player,
maybe. Yeah.
Vega, maybe even Chalaba. If you sell Chalaba, maybe we can sign one. But at the moment, I don't think we're going to sign a centre back.
Well, Chalaba?
No, I'm just
Insanity.
saying. I'm not saying.
That shouldn't even be a conversation.
Why?
No,
Bobby, can you pay attention to what he said first? Listen to what he said.
I was
What did you
just
say to
saying.
Bill before Bobby finds you?
I was just saying Chelsea will only sign a centre back if we sell Renato Veiga, Axel Disasi, maybe Trevor Chalaba. Then we're going to sign a centre back. For right now, I don't think Chelsea will sign a centre back because of Trevor Chalaba and Josh Achampong. I think the key player now is Josh Achampong, because if you sign a centre back, I think Josh Achampong will leave Chelsea Football Club because
We go on
he
loan,
knows.
probably. Yeah.
Yes, because even a permanent, you might push for a permanent, and the club can't do anything. Dante, that's the issue right now.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Sure.
I think
Yeah.
we're going to have to be using him more. We may pay a bit of a price for that because it's another developmental project. But he's worth it, I think. He's going to just take time, like we had to take time with Colwill. We're going to have to suffer a bit with Josh, unfortunately. But that
Here's why
makes
I don't
sense.
think would suffer, but I'll let you finish. I'll let you know why I don't think would suffer with Josh.
No, I've said what I've said. That's
Okay. Here's why we're
it
not gonna
makes
suffer.
sense.
Here's why we're not gonna suffer with Josh is the fact that we defend as a unit now. We're more of a unit than we were when Colwell started. Right now, I think we're good enough to actually, from the defensive area, from actually the wingers also tracking back, I think they do enough to conduce or maybe mask Josh's defensive deficiency. You could say lack of experience, where he makes a mistake that there's somebody there to cover up. You won't even know. You can argue uh, the game against Crystal Palace, his teammates did enough that he didn't actually look out of place and was able to square up to Mateta. He wasn't perfect. It takes good understanding of football to know that as good as he was on the day, he wasn't perfect. There are things that showed he's inexperienced. So I don't think we'd suffer with him as much as we suffered in the case of Colwell because we're more of a unit than we were at the time. But go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I agree. You can't really argue with that. I'm still suspect about his physicality. I think he needs to fill out a bit more, but that will come with time and a little bit extra time in the gym. But he's a prospect. The sad thing is,
All right, looks like we've lost
quickly,
Bobby. He comes back again. Go ahead, Bobby. We can hear you. Yep, he's coming in and out. Tiger, big up to you. Thank you for joining the panel. I do hope you're doing well. Let me catch up with a bit of what we have in the chat, and I'll come back to the panel if you have anything to add. I don't know where are we right now, but we're talking about Josh Archibong or maybe signing another CB or something like that. Bobby, you're back.
yeah, I don't know what happens. I think, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think we just have to grit our teeth and go with Josh. Yeah, you're right. You say there's a lot of ways we're playing now that can compensate for him. Unfortunately, the kind of level we're trying to move to, we really shouldn't be compensating for anybody because we should be relying on everybody. But he's a player that is improving with every game. He's worth the wait, if you know what I'm saying. I just
Hmm.
hope we can manage to accommodate those areas that he's going to need time. But I think Tobago's right. We have no choice now other than to go with what we have, especially after offloading Vega. Going and buying a centre back now just almost doesn't make any sense. We could at least get a few games out of Badiashile and Wesley Fofana as well before they go off doing their usual injury thing for the rest of the season. So Josh is the way. He has to be the way.
I mean, I think we have good enough experience around him to mask the you can say not too many again deficiencies at this time for Josh. In my opinion, I think he'd be all right. Yeah, I think Dale Wilson is saying that the kid needs the gold sticker on it, the Club World Cup gold sticker, I believe. His wages are so low, we can afford to keep him. Who exactly? And I'd be saying, question, why are we not trying Nico as a left wing? He's played that role before, and that was under Mauricio Pochettino, and that he did well the day he played there. But I don't think we're asking the right question. The question is, does Nico want to stay? It doesn't look like he wants to stay.
And also, coach, right?
Yeah.
The club sees Nico Jackson as a striker. They know he was playing as a left winger, but remember, when you signed him from Villarreal, he was already playing as a striker. So that's the situation at the moment. The club doesn't see him as a winger; they see me as a striker. That's why maybe they don't want to play him as a winger.
All right, the man following things, Fab just quick keeps repeating himself. And I have told you, I think the right question is, does Nico want to stay? It doesn't look like he wants to stay, in my opinion. And Ani is saying, Coach, if you wear that to church, I will not call you for 2 hours. You're not calling me for 2 hours. I know you know quite well that was just a metaphor, but yeah, you get the deal. I like that. I don't think so. His wages are really low, so we aren't too worried about keeping him. Who exactly? Who are we referencing? Oh, yeah, the Manchester United fan. And Dante, I think that was the same thing I said a few days ago, that United actually wouldn't mind that much keeping him, but again, they'd be concerned. It's still they still be bleeding money, irrespective of whether his wage is £10, £10,000 a week. It's still money, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that was how I again. You remember me saying that, right? That because he's not
yeah,
earning
yeah.
that much, chances are they're not going to be too worried about him staying.
Not with the new ownership, unfortunately. He looks at every cent, and £50,000 a week for him is a lot of money. He's laid people off for that amount, so I don't think he would take that very lightly. I think he would wanna loan him somewhere, or sell him if they can. But even they'll probably try to loan him, and that's why Tobago said that's why that might actually happen, because he's the only club he wants to go to. He'll say no to anyone else.
All right, the man thinks I don't think Maresca wants Jackson out or doesn't want Jackson in the squad because he has a discipline. I don't think so, really. Uh, we want him to stay, but once again, I think the way he spoke the day he was asked about Nicholas Jackson, for me, to an extent, does show that yeah, Jackson wants to leave. And the valuation of Jackson for me also does show that Chelsea aren't looking to sell him. But that's my opinion anyway. You have every right to see it how you deem fit or how it makes sense to you. And Dale Wilson says may as well pay Starling play Starling center back. Yeah, good one. Um uh like 18 and already won La Liga. How do you pronounce that? Kubasi, is that how you pronounce it? And we have Ni saying okay to saying hello to Beho right there. Let's see. Attenborough is good, but if we can get another defender, it will be better. I think we can actually go into the season and be fine without signing one more defender. We defend as a unit, and that's the most important thing, actually. You can have the best defenders in the whole world, and if you don't defend as a unit, you still concede a lot of goals. It's really that simple.
The thing
Um,
about Achibong, coach, is
yeah,
he really gives the vibe of somebody that would only get better with exposure. You
absolutely.
know, we're going to have to, as you've said, be able to compensate while he improves. And he is improving. As I've said, I've mentioned the physicality part to the cows come home. Something can be done about that with time, and time in the gym as well. But I don't really think we have a choice at the moment than to go with the defenders we have. They're good enough, especially if we can get the two that we know that are always injured a little bit more fit than they have been in the past. So that's where I also think the club is going. I think we just have to wait and watch and brace ourselves. My only concern is there'll be times where we'll meet some real aggressive teams, and it'll be interesting to see if he can hack it. The Nottingham Forests of this world, Arsenal, people like that. But time will tell.
I think if he's able, again, if he can deal with Mateta, square up to him, I think he'd be able to actually deal with the players. You could say uh, deal with those teams you just mentioned. I'm not concerned. The kid
And
is
also,
proven.
coach, right?
Yeah,
In terms of Josh Achimpong and Terwa Chalaba, the game I watched against Crystal Palace, they are very good, but they can't play that role of Tosin and Levi. They always give away positions, or they pass it sideways. That's the issue. But with Towson and Levi, they can make those line breaking passes. So that's the issue with that. But as time goes on, hopefully they can learn that role very
Well,
quickly.
he won't play anyway if Tosin is available. Fafana
Even
is
if
available.
Badiashile
Badiashile is available.
recovers fully, I don't think he'd be starting games that much. In
Yeah,
that particular
no, but
position, maybe he could still start
Tosin's
as
Tosin's
right back or
ready.
maybe right center back, but not centrally in the back three. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying he will not start anyway. You said those tough games. If those players are not available, then he will probably start. But if they are available, he's not starting over any of those. He just won't.
Overall, in my opinion, I think we have enough cover or enough experienced players to protect him as he develops, and I think that would take a bit of a bit of the pressure off of him, and let him develop with ease. And now, you can say, not let the pressure weigh him down. I'm not concerned. I think his build for me, I think is good. Is good, which means he's not going to struggle
Plus,
dealing too
remember,
much dealing with a physical side. Go ahead, Bobby.
if the others are fit, there are always other areas that he's needed. The right back situation.
Yeah.
Who knows how, what can happen there. He can always fit into there. He can always fit into midfield. So he's a very flexible player. To me, I think he's a very important player. And if the others are fit, any of these other games, especially the cup games, I would play him for sure.
Listen, I think the manager, we don't respect the actual Pong as much as the manager does. If you take your time to look at the games he's started, those are high profile games, which for me reflects the fact that the manager trusts him, and I trust him. I'm not concerned, and I'm gonna say this. I've
Yeah,
said it before,
coach.
but I'm gonna say it again. He squared up. He was able to deal with Mateta, and he did that effectively. Even you could see at some point Mateta was trying to prove to him that he's stronger, but it didn't move him. In my
Yeah, he
opinion,
dealt with him very
he's
well.
not perfect. The only
You're
aspect of
right.
his game that's of concern to me is that inexperience, which I think with the experienced players around him, they take off of that added pressure from him. You can argue will reduce significantly, letting him develop without you can say the pressure weighing him down. And he does come across as a very very confident chap. He's an here's the most important thing. The first thing I noticed about him, his intelligence. My goodness, he's a very intelligent player. Reads the game very well. So calm, chill on the ball that even two, three players, he doesn't panic. And he's so intelligent that if he sees spaces, that makes him different. And I think we've talked about this before. He looks to exploit the spaces, which makes him different. You could argue that's how he differs from Levi Cowell, who once he sees the space and somebody makes the run, he tries to find the person with the pass. But Achimbong likes to drive with the ball a bit more. When
Coach,
he sees the space, he exploits the space by moving with the ball, getting closer to the person he wants to find with the pass. But go ahead, Bobby, so we can get Tiger to speak. He's been here for like 10 years now, but not your fault.
coach,
Go ahead, Bobby.
two players can never be exactly alike.
No, yeah,
Each
that's the
player
truth.
brings their own qualities to the team, and their qualities become the new platform on which the team operates. Yes, Levi was good at those passes, but Josh will bring other qualities that will make
Mhm.
up for what Levi was doing. I think he's a good player. I think he's going to need time. And I think we're giving him that time. He's been exposed to a number of big games. He's 18, 19 years old. We're blooding him correctly. And I think in the next year or two, you will find that Josh will be displacing a lot of those players in the back line.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bobby. I think, yeah, we should learn to trust him. The manager trusts him, but it doesn't look like because as on X after that game, some Chelsea fans were not, you could say, because they don't understand how he differs from Levi Colwell. They wanted him to operate the way Levi Colwell operates when he's on the pitch. He operates differently, and the manager likes him. But the preference for me in that central area, most likely Levi Colwell, because his ability to exploit the space with a pass immediately he sees it. But Josh likes to drive with the ball. I think he will use Josh and use him differently, not like Levi Colwell, but I think he's the closest to Levi Colwell that was available for selection on the day. And Eden says, if Archibald, Tiger, I'll come back to you in a bit. Please bear with me. If Archibald's passing, line breaking passing is very good, I would keep him, and trust him to grow into that position. I want a young defender to thrive. Bayern and Madrid wanted him, and I think we know that. The good thing is that the manager likes him, and he's proven that he's good enough. I think going without a solid defender might put us in a bad spot. We don't want to be struggling to make the top five again. Other teams are strengthening in all areas and are better than last season. I think when it's time to analyze how teams have improved, I'd say some of them actually have
Remember,
created
coach,
more problems. Yeah.
it's not top five this season. It's top four. Top five was
Okay.
only for last season.
So we lost one spot.
We never had it in the first place. We had it. I think there was an algorithm that gave us that fifth spot, but it's not a permanent thing. Top
Okay.
four is what's permanent.
All right. Yeah, but okay, yeah. Big up to you too, Tommy Bryan. Nice to see you. And we have Busy Betico says you cannot write off Achibong after just one very good game. I'm not writing him off. And I'm not saying, again, as Bobby said, he still needs time, irrespective of how good he was on the day or how good we believe he is, because he's still very young. I recall people trying to crucify Cowell last season on day one against City after they blamed him for both goals. Now look at Cowell; he's become one of our best defenders. Yeah, um, Chai, I never thought I would see the day Bobby sharing the same Wi-Fi service as Dante. Bobby's case is that he's on the road. Dante has the worst Wi-Fi connection. He has the worst. Yep. If I Patrick here saying any news on Nkunku, nothing new except that we're still talking club to club talks with Leipzig is still ongoing, and I thought they wanted him on a permanent, but I learned today they want him on loan with an option for a permanent purchase, and I don't think we're ready to do that. But we'll go on this hunting and see if anything new emerged as the show progressed. My one issue with coaches is you have guys like Anselmino and Josh. Your job is to develop them, not start asking for their replacement. Then that is very wrong. Wrong way to see things. The same mistake we made on some of the coaches we've had. No, at this level, his job is to get the best out of his players, and that's different from developing players. If his focus is to develop players, then you are accepting it. Yeah, you don't. You, I don't think you'd be okay to also expect him to win things, because that mean probably we would bring back what's this right back. I think we've sold him on a permanent. The kid that I remember Simon Johnson saying he's better than Disasi. No, I think you have to get your priority right. If you want him to win something, then his focus should be getting the best out of the players we have and not developing them. I think those are two different things, in my opinion. Let's see, Bere here. That's Vic saying defending against huge attackers are different with defending against technical attackers. Mateta is not a technical attacker. Wow, I like you, but I disagree. As huge as he is, I think he's very technical. But here's the thing, because usually that's not something that's common. Huge players aren't known to be that technical. In this case, you could argue that's probably the reason why maybe you're not able to look beyond his build or size to actually realize that he can be technical. But that's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, but I think he's technical, actually. I hope to see him against attackers like Isaac, Kuna, how do you pronounce his name? And Haaland. Okay, I get your point. But I think, no, Mateta is actually technical, in my opinion. But Tiger, let's hear your thoughts. Whether you want to comment, the last topic, up to you. But let's hear you.
Take a beast.
Tiger Beast. Is he there? Is he gone? Tiger, we cannot hear you. In case you're still there.
Tiger, where are you?
Yeah. Okay, it doesn't look like Tiger is there. What's happening? Let's switch topic. Let's see, Dante. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
That was a failure.
It was indeed. Just shut up. All right, go ahead,
Happening.
Dante.
What do you want me to say, Coach? There's nothing after that. I'm still waiting for Tiger Beast.
Am I
He's
am
muted.
I here or am I not?
There
Yeah,
he
you're
is.
here now. You're here
I'm
now.
here. I'm here. I'm here for ages, for God's sake. Come on.
Have
Okay.
you been there? We thought we
Anyways,
lost you, but go ahead.
yes.
Where do you want to come in, Tiger?
I want to touch the last topic. I think hello, big up Dante, big up Bobby, big up my
But we
brother
can barely
Ricardo,
hear you.
everyone, big up coach.
Tiger.
Oh my god. That's
Big
a
up to you
problem.
too. I think we can, but if you can get closer to your mic, that will help a lot.
Yeah. I'll try. So yes. I hope it's good now. I guess I'm sharing my Wi-Fi today
Yeah,
with Bobby and
better,
Dante.
better. Yeah.
I guess it's something like that. We have collaborated or something on the Wi-Fi thing. Anyways, I'm
Hmm.
now on a more rich Wi-Fi zone, I guess. So, Coach, I personally think that whatever we are talking about as a fan base, we are having some issues with our expectations for the season. So, our expectations for the season needs to be somewhat clear in terms of what's a minimum thing that we should be achieving. So, and I understand that it can be very different for all people sitting over here or in the chat or in the fan base in general. But if we believe that we are winning the Premier League this season, and if you're seeing everything that's happening in the transfer window or say in Chelsea FC from that viewpoint, that okay, we are the title contenders and we have to win the Premier League this season. Dreaming that is good. I'm not even denying that we cannot win it. We are the dark horses. We are the what you can say title contenders. We are up there to win the league. Yes, but if we say we have to win the Premier League this season, we are ready to win it. If that's the expectation, then you start thinking about okay, what's up about our defense? So, is our defense the defense that can win us the Premier League? Is the goalkeeper we have in Sanchez? Is that guy a goalkeeper that can consistently deliver in and out, weeks in, weeks out, and then go on and win the Premier League for us? So then all those conversations start. Personally, my expectation from Chelsea this season is we will be very good in the cup competitions, whether it's Carabao Cup, whether it's the FA Cup, or whether it's UCL. It is, but maybe we are not gonna be the best team out there in the Premier League. And I'm saying best in terms of one, two, three, four. Maybe we are the fifth or the fourth or the fifth or the fourth team. And I'm saying that just on the basis that I don't really believe that Sanchez and the defense that we have right now is up there and will consistently deliver. They will improve, they will progress. Yes, all that is there. And this is me saying everything that I've said, assuming that we are not getting a defender and goalkeeper in the January window. Now, that's again a perspective we have to count in. We have a January window up and coming. It's not like we're getting a transfer ban as the rivals wish for us. So, we will always have that time that we can get there, assess in December what's happening, where are we in the points table, and if we need that goalkeeper and that back line, we can invest in January. So I guess it's all good for now. Let's see how we progress, and then we can come back to the defense and the goalkeeper conversation back in January. That's my take, coach.
All right, thank you, Dante. Anything you want to say? And do you disagree with Tiger?
No, I'm just cooking some tiger meat, so I'll be back soon. So let it someone else talk on that one. I'll be right back.
Okay, let's hear you. Tavejo, do you disagree or agree with Tiger?
No, I'll cut him some slack because it's been a while not hearing from him, man, and I hope he's good, man. It's been a while. It seems like this guy came from COVID-19, now he's back. Come on, Tiger, where have you been?
School, I think school.
I come from the jungle, I go back to the jungle.
But here's my. Go ahead, Tiger, if you wanted to say something before I speak.
No, 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 coach. I was just
All
saying
right.
I come
I don't know
from the
if you
jungle,
guys
I
can
go
still
back to the
hear me. It
jungle.
looks
That's it.
like my stuff is acting up too, but I'm not sure. Um, I hope I'm not speaking over Tiger here. Probably.
Go ahead, coach. Coach, are you still there? Coach?
Yeah, I'm still here. I wanted one of you to start talking so that yeah, I'm here. If you can hear
Oh,
me,
I can hear you, bro.
I have to restart the system. But go ahead. The app is acting up. The Evemox app is acting up. But
Okay, well, no
Okay,
problem.
so
gosh,
we have on the story right now. Yeah, we have on the story right now. If everyone can hear me in the chat and the panel, we have on the story right now, I guess, the new kit. So I guess we have discussed about the kit. I was seeing the stream before coming on the stream, and it's looking good. And I agree with the comments down in Twitter that if there was something, kind of goal that would have looked even better. What's your view on that, Tibago and Dante and Bobby?
So again, Tiger? Tiger?
Basically, the question
oh
is,
my goodness.
do you feel the gold badge is missing from the new third kit which was just launched today, a few hours back?
Nah, not really. I think the kid look fantastic. So hopefully they will add the badge when they play. But overall, I think the launch of that new kid is fantastic.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back.
Let's see
Yeah,
what's
the kid is
happening next. Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think
Danny.
I don't think they can
Yeah,
add that badge where
yeah,
obviously the way it's done. I don't think they can add that badge on the front there. Maybe they'll add the badge on the sleeve for that one. We'll wait and see. But yeah, the way it's designed, I'm not sure they designed that probably before winning the Club World Cup. They would have to change the design on the front, obviously,
yeah.
because
Maybe.
you can't have the badge there and then yeah, it just doesn't work, unfortunately, the way it's designed. So I like it the way it is. I like it more simple like this, and the badge, if it goes on the sleeve, I'll be fine with that. I think it would look much better on a black kit anyway, that badge on the side, and leaving that old school Chelsea 90s early 2000s badge on in the front. So yeah, I love the kit. I think it's really good, nice classic bit of heritage there. So yeah, I really do love the kit.
Yeah, let's take some comments as well. We have IB. He's saying, "I think we can do well this season. The issue is teams is on the attacking front. Teams are going to playing. Teams are going to play that low block, which we still haven't figured out how to break it down, and also a height." So yeah, my take on that is, I guess we did decent against low block in the latter half of the season last season. But yes, I mean, the low block has been a problem for us, and then we have added players like Jao Pedro, or say for that matter, whenever you play Esteva William, he also offers that kind of flair. And even if you get a Garnacho, someone who is direct, and also someone like Xavi Simons when he comes back, when he comes in the team. So uh, maybe we have now those players in attack that we were not really having, and then we have a Delap, and then we have a striker like Pedro, who can actually deliver in and produce some crazy goals. outside of the penalty box as well. So I personally believe we have the potential. We had the potential last season too, but I guess Jackson really didn't deliver so well about that potential. And also Enzo Fernandez could have done better outside of the penalty area. So I guess he also scored some. We also don't have those midfielder goals coming in like we used to have from back when Lampard used to score. I mean, I'm sorry for even comparing these guys because that was different gravy, right? But yes, so we need those outside of the penalty area goals. Dante and Tobago and Bobby, what's your view on how are we gonna approach low blocks this season? Uh, I guess Crystal Palace did the and the games moving forward. Do you expect us to be a bit different this season in terms of low block and our overall attack?
Yeah, go on, Tobago.
Man, I agree with you. We need to do different, but again, man, Enzo last season added goals into his game, right? Goals and assists. So I think we are good. Against Crystal Palace was just a one-off game where all the players it seems like they were tired or lazy. Something was bothering them. But overall, I think we'll do well with low blocks this season because we saw during the Club World Cup what we can do, even against AC Milan. Those two, 15 minutes when we are all over them before they get the red card. We can see they were playing under a roadblock. So overall, I think I'm not concerned about the low block situation. I think we'll do very well. But again, it depends on the personnel. For me personally, against low blocks, we need likes of Lem Delep, and against transactional teams like Man City, Liverpool, those kind of teams, I think we need likes of João Pedro. So that's my take. But in terms of midfielders adding goals, I'm not concerned because I know Enzo right now got that in him, and now he's after the game of after Crystal Palace, he was leggy, but again. Uh, I won't rush and say, oh, Enzo is a bad player. No, no, no. Give these players a break. Remember, these players didn't have a break. And this seems like our third preseason game because we didn't have a preseason. So let's give a academy a slack. Hopefully tomorrow they can give us a good victory. Dante?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely don't criticize Enzo Fernandez. He definitely earned, I think, his stripes at Chelsea. Scored plenty of goals at the end of the season there, a lot of assists. So, yeah, I know what you're saying. Don't compare him to Lampard, but he actually came up very good at the end of the season. So I wouldn't really say he's a bad player because of that. So, yeah, look, low blocks, we should be fine. We've got João Pedro in there now. If we bring Xavi Simons, he'll be very, very important to that because he can play then on that left and cut in with Cucurella overlapping, and can be that extra creative force that he is. He plays with his head up, always scanning the field. Has a great shot on him, so I think we'll be fine against low blocks. I think this first week was look. Crystal Palace have been in amazing form. Let's not forget that they've done it amazingly well. So you got to give them a bit of credit as well. But I think the biggest problem was playing out from the back, linking up to our midfield. If you look at the stats, not so much the stats, the actual graphs, and if you look at where our passes went and how they went and how they linked up, it was our worst under Maresca by far. That's because Josh, even though he's a good young promising player, like coach said, he likes to run with the ball, not really pass the ball first. It's a little bit different. So the same with Shalaba. Every time he was trying to pull a ball through, it was going to the opposition. He was not very good at. It's not his strong suit passing the ball like that, breaking lines. That's definitely not Shalaba's. He was not linking it up at all to the left side with Giddens or with Enzo Fernandez. So that was our poorest game under Maresca by far, stats wise, for playing the ball from the back. So yeah, that had a lot to do with it as well. Enzo Fernandez was a little bit off. He wasn't at his best, but he didn't get enough of the ball, in my opinion. He never got enough of the ball where in the areas he normally does because we didn't have players to play him like that. They just don't quite know his movements exactly. They don't really playing those positions, so they don't know his movements, and you build that up with playing a lot more, obviously. So yeah, look, I still think we did pretty well. They didn't really create anything, so we still had a great game. We got a point, which is much better than losing. Obviously, we kept them pretty quiet. They didn't create anything, to be honest, as well. So look, I see it as a point gained. So I'm not too worried. I think it was just a little bit of a start because of our defenders, that issue, and everyone was a little bit off. João Pedro was off. Cole Palmer was very off. Actually, both those players had much worse rating than Enzo Fernandez. So even though Enzo Fernandez was off as well. So everyone had a bad game that game. There was no one really that had a good game if you want to look at it. Josh Achapong, just because of his debut like that, in a tough situation like that, he actually did okay because of it. So Pedro Neto, a little bit okay, but that's about it. Everyone else had a pretty bad game. Maybe Caicedo did okay, his usual stuff, but again, he wasn't really involved that much. So I'm not too worried. I think we'll be fine going forward, especially if we get Xavi Simons in. I think he can unlock the doors even more with a player like that.
In all honesty, I don't think it's that sort of game that it makes sense to finger point. Honestly, we were poor as a unit, and you have to give Crystal Palace a lot of credit. They have an excellent tactician in Glesner, and he knew exactly the approach was by design. It wasn't accidental that we struggled against them. And we're talking about a team that beat Man City to the FA Cup, beat Liverpool, a Community Shield. They're well drilled. So some credit to our manager too for not losing that game. And I'd say I go to the extent of saying if we had Lampard, Pochettino, I think I'm missing one name, Potter, as our manager. Chances are, yeah, we'd be discussing a loss right now. But go ahead, Dante, and thank you for taking over.
Oh, coach, that's all. I have to go so my steak doesn't burn.
All right, go take care of it. Let me catch up with a bit of what we have here. I think I've addressed that too. I hope the system isn't still acting up here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think it's a browser issue because the browser Chrome browser is shutting off on the other monitor too. We need a player who can get past players with the ball glued to his feet. We had someone like Hazard in the team. We could have won beaten Crystal Palace on that day. Okay, good point. But let's see, we need that profile, and maybe Simmons can offer that. I think he can offer that. Hi to you, to Odeko Lushola, Dante, and everyone on the show. Respect to y'all all for this great program. Thank you. We're happy that you are enjoying the show. Unfortunately, on my end, the browser isn't helping matters here. Big up to you too, Beat Zibetico. Nice to see you and the crew and all the good work. I appreciate you. Appreciating the work. I think we can do well this season. The issue um, is teams is on the attacking front. Teams are going to be playing that low block, which we still haven't figured out how to break it down and also
we have,
our height.
we have
I think we
addressed this
had a
chat.
few good opportunities to win that game on that day. Go ahead, Tiger.
No, no, I was saying when you were gone, we have addressed these chats. This one we have addressed.
Okay,
You
you've
can,
addressed all of them. This one, how about this one? Have you guys addressed it?
till this one we have addressed.
Okay.
Else we
All
had
right.
to. Yeah,
All right. Thank you.
from
Let me
here we have
just
to.
say hello to people. Scroll to the very bottom. We have to change topic. Big up. The Prince is here. Nice to see you. Dale Wilson, nice to see you. And once again, if you guys see, what's his name? The guy that won the kit. How could I not remember? But that's by the way. Once again, Dortmund also won Aaron and Salmino. Do they really? Okay. And AB saying, I don't understand this Euro. Is it Julio and Sicho transfer? He is signed in and paid for by Strasbourg, but he will come to Chelsea next season. Probably, I mean, a strategy in my opinion. Let's see. Okay, Dortmund. Who is your sleeper team this season? I haven't actually considered that. Keep the blue flag flying hard. Unsubscribe minds. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining the conversation. And that's it. And this particular topic here on the screen reads, RB Leipzig's position on Christopher Nkunku has not changed. The interest is there. However, they are only interested in a loan deal. Chelsea's stance remains clear. A permanent deal, or at the very least, an obligation for a permanent purchase at the end of the loan spell. Okay, still, I think that enhances the fact that we're still open for a loan deal, but with an obligation for a permanent purchase. I think that changes things a little bit. Maybe Leipzig will be open to that. But yesterday, I thought they were open to getting him on a permanent. My only concern at the time was that maybe it, again, he might not be willing to accept a pay cut. It turns out the only holdup right now is whether they'd be open to signing him on loan with an obligation for a permanent purchase. I don't know, Tiger, you have anything to add to that? All right, I'm going to continue until maybe Tiger comes back and he's ready to speak. And Victor here
No,
says on loan, we need a permanent purchase. But yeah,
no,
we
no, no.
we don't have too much time now. Go ahead, Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like we have a delay. But go ahead, Tiger. Just start speaking. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, I guess there is some delay, coach, from the stream, but yeah, I guess I mean, I'm just praying that it gets done, this deal and the Jackson deal, so we can get our Xavi Simons and Garnacho. I personally want Garnacho in this team as soon as possible. So, yeah, let's see. I just want this saga to end, the Nkunku saga and the Jackson saga. But yeah, I don't think so. It will end before the deadline day. It's going to take time, especially for Jackson, because the Isak deal is totally related, I guess. So let's see. Let's pray.
Yeah, I mean, nothing is going to be straightforward, not complicated, and I'm not too sure how. Again, how things will end, but I think we'll see a lot of movement. Whether we get what we want, whether those players will leave on our own terms, it's difficult to say right now because, yeah, clearly it just seems as if we're desperate right now. And Yakon is saying here the antidote to low blocks is creativity, high IQ, yep, high footballing intelligence, high IQ midfielders, and not a stale side to side passes. So I don't think Xavi has what we need in the locker. Maybe you need to study him a lot more, but we'll see. Estavo offers more in the 10 position, and we need him. I think I'd like Estavo to start next games. I think, yeah, he's a good ball carrier and can find solutions in tight spaces when we play against low block. So probably eventually he will become a starter, especially when we play against teams that defend deep. So Nkunku's deal, whether it eventually happens, I don't know, but at least we're open to loaning him to Leipzig with an obligation for a permanent purchase. This year, Renato Veiga's deal fee for Villarreal will be 25 million euros, fixed 4.5 million in add-ons, and sell-on clauses are also added. Histon, something Bobby said, something he says, yeah, that he feels is correct. Some guy saying on X that selling Renato Veiga is one of the dumbest thing he's ever seen. But here's the thing, I'm gonna say this. I get it. I like him as a player, but he's not committed. It's really that simple. The move to Juventus could be interpreted as him jumping ship because the manager made it clear public that he wants him to stay. He wanted him to stay, but he refused to stay. Went to Juventus, was happy there that he did say something that suggests, yeah, he'd like the move to be made prominent, and that didn't happen. And so for me, I'm happy that we've moved on from him. You don't make an exception for such player. If you do, you're setting a bad precedent, in my opinion. But if you're still there, Tiger, I don't know if you have anything to add to that. particular Renato Viega's case. Otherwise, let's move on. All right, I'll just continue speaking. When you're ready to speak, I shout it. Yeah,
I
go ahead.
guess, yeah. No, I guess there's a bit of lag, but it's okay. So basically, I guess the Vega situation. I'm just happy that we got a transfer, which is being reported. So I'm very happy with the sell-on clause. He has great potential, no doubt. We needed him, no doubt. But I guess he, like we say in football, he burned the bridges with the club. So once you do that with the top management, you really don't come in. At least in this Chelsea, and we need to again and again remember that this is not the same Chelsea which we had. When Abramovich was hair. So it looks differently. This Chelsea has a hierarchy that, and then there is football also, which is very important. But then you need to have, as a player, you need not to just burn your bridges with everyone, and then you will be reintegrated to the squad. That doesn't happen in this Chelsea. So I guess Vega is out of bounds for us now. He has been sold. The only good thing for us maybe is the 40% sell on clause, which will pay very well whenever they will be selling Vega. So yeah, I'm happy with the transfer. I'm not so happy with how situations have turned out for Vega and Chelsea. He was a very good potential, but yes, again, uh, the player has burned bridges, so we cannot really do a lot of it, and we have to be, uh, we have to adjust with what we have. I need to address something which Yakon says in the chat, coach,
Mhm, go
if
ahead.
you don't mind. He says they can use Fofana as a sweetener for Nkunku at Jackson deals. Remove that toxic boy from this club. See, uh, I have followed whatever has happened. I've also sent coach some, you know, uh, news on what Maresca said about Fofana's uh, activity on the Twitter and
Mhm.
Instagram. I don't think so. All this toxicity needs to be there in the fan base regarding that guy. Uh, Again, I don't know why he did the Insta thing that he did, but again, then he posted the training things, and the manager also said everything is nice. The Fofana camp is also saying everything is nice. So just judging someone from say if they're clearing their Instagram and
All right, looks like we've lost Tiger too. Just when you start speaking, I'll let you speak. But I don't think Leipzig would want him to. His injury at this point, I think it'd be correct to say that he's injury prone. I wouldn't risk it either if I were Leipzig. But yeah, the manager never used him much. I mean, that's a good enough. That's you can say that's correct. But here's the thing: a bit of patience from him could have gone a long way. But he wanted, and in all honesty, he had to do what he had to do because he was looking out for himself to ensure he still has a place in the Portuguese national team. So he had to go to a club where he gets to play as a centre back. So yeah, maybe there should be a reintroduction of the reserved games that might save us from all this Strasbourg situation. What do you think? I'm not sure I have a response to that particular question there, but maybe Dante does. Dante, if you're there, it looks like you're back. What do you make
Yep.
of the comment on the screen?
So what does it mean reserved
That's
games?
why I don't understand. That's why I'm saying
I don't
maybe.
understand either.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay,
To be
no,
a
no
bit more
worries.
specific.
So we have this Renato wasn't loyal. That's how I see it. And if Bobby was here, I was going to tell him because he said that coming from that guy that says something to the effect of that selling Renato Veiga is one of the dumbest things he's ever seen, or something to that effect. I tell him that I don't go back to ex that weren't loyal or ex that cheated on me and we separate because yeah they weren't loyal. Why would I go back to that person? You're setting a dangerous precedent, and I think the club have made
Exactly.
the right decision. I get it. The plan might have been to still reintegrate him into the squad and have him again as part of our Club World Cup squad. But I'm just happy we ditched him. And I heard at the time that he was disappointed that he wasn't part of the squad for the Club World Cup. Who cares? You move on. I like him, but I like what we did. So I agree with you, Victor. This even my own wife, but my case it isn't my Wi-Fi. And Victor's saying I don't know how anyone sees it, but deleting all his Chelsea pictures from your page will always send a bad signal. I don't care what the reasons were, or what the reason was, but it just doesn't make any sort of sense. And go back defending him says it's a maintenance thing. What sort of maintenance? Is it a car part that the replacement part isn't exactly the same but works? It's absolute nonsense. It's disrespectful, and I don't see a world where it's him. You can say doing it as seeing it as a fresh start. What sort of explanation? It doesn't make any sort of sense in my opinion, and I can't wrap my head around it to make sense of it. Really, it's absolute horse dung. Viega just need some love from Maresca, but he shipped him off. Maresca didn't ship him off. Maresca he did reiterate publicly at the time that he wants him to stay. He played a lot in Europe. He didn't play that much in the Premier League. And I'm going to say this again: had he been a little more patient, chances are he'd be a regular starter right now.
Pretty much.
But he did. So yeah, let's see what else we have here. We have these. I would have kept Keenan Dewsbury Hall, but he wanted to leave. I think pretty much some of the players, and the majority of the players we're selling right now that were part of the squad all wanted to leave. Let's start with João Felix. He wanted to leave. The manager did state publicly he wants him to stay. But I have again, I'm not. I wasn't happy what Maresca said at the time and how he treated João Felix to an extent. But yeah, João Felix wanted to leave. Renato Veiga wanted to leave. Nkunku's case is a bit different because yeah, it's a profile thing. But that's me. So Veiga, he's gone. I'm not going to blame the club or not the manager for his departure. Imminent. I think he's gone already because we've gotten here we go, haven't we? Yeah. So you remember that Fofana made that statement last season about returning to France and possibly Marseille. So Dante, let's talk about the Fofana behavior. Some defending him, some went to the extent of trying to frame it as him. You could say, trying to start. You could say. Maybe orchestrating a fresh start, for lack of a more specific language to use there, which doesn't make sense. Alex Goldberg says it's a maintenance thing. And I did ask the question yesterday, what happened to the approach of, writing a new bio, copying it, and then highlighting your current bio and pasting the new one on top of it. So, yeah, they're trying just to defend his bad behavior, in my opinion. I think it's absolute nonsense at trying to explain it away. Even if the manager annoyed him and he angrily did that, he's a moron really for doing that. After we paid enough of £70 million to sign him, and I don't think he's played 10 games for us in total. But go ahead, Dante, your thoughts on his behavior.
Yeah, look, I don't know too much about that stuff, what happened there, that's true or not. I don't know. I'm not that technical.
I checked, he deleted everything about Chelsea from his profile. The only thing he left there is introduction video, and that's it. Announcement video, maybe.
Yeah, and apparently that was, he wanted to do that, to take everything off, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know what's true or not. Who knows why? We might get another reason in the next day. Sometimes it's good just to wait 24 hours or so to see exactly what happened, not maybe, make a judgment 100% just in case something, it's different. It's not exactly the same. So I really don't know. I can't comment on that because I don't know exactly what happened. So it could go either way. He could have done it on purpose, or because he's looking at it in a different way, cleaning out his Instagram or doing something with his Instagram. Who knows?
Is he a truck? Is his Instagram profile a truck, a house, even a house when you're maintaining your roof? That again, during the process of the, you could say, maintenance of
No
the
idea.
roof, that would never be a time you'd live without a roof.
No idea, coach. I don't have Instagram, so I have no idea about Instagram at all.
Yeah,
So how
that's
it
why
works.
I wasn't happy to see that people trying to defend him. What sort of maintenance is that? Is he a truck? Is he an electronic? What is it really? It's a profile. Click
It's a
edit
profile.
and make sure you have the new bio written. Yeah, then highlight the old one, paste the new profile again, write up on it, and then hit
Yep,
save.
yep.
That's it.
Well, because that's your field, so you would know stuff like that. I don't, and I don't know how much these players know and how they do it. Maybe they have people doing it for them. Who knows? Because a lot of them are not quite that bright to do stuff like that. So we know him. He's quite a spiritual type of guy. He believes in some really interesting things that are not
So
doing
you're
things very
buying the
unorthodox.
fresh start argument.
No, but he's done that before. He's very unorthodox in his ways. He thinks a bit different and looks at things very spiritually. So that's
If
the only
he
thing I'll
does
say
look things
because
very spiritually, then it's not working for him. But he should by now be
yeah,
able to find a
that's
spiritual
the
solution to his injury. You can say injury record situation, in my opinion.
exactly. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying only stuff I do know about him. So he does do that, a lot of that. So to his case, maybe he's doing something like that. Like I said, I don't know. We don't know. We'll wait and see soon because he's going to get asked. He's going to change it or what's going to happen. Is it something to do with the move away? You never know. It might be, but I don't think he's been training. Who knows? So I think he's ready to play this week as well. So I don't know what's happening there. Like I said, there could be quite a few reasons, but till we actually hear from the player or from someone else, we won't know. Unfortunately, there's not much more I can say about it if I don't know.
I mean, I think he's full of it. He hardly ever stays fit, and at the same time, he doesn't shut up.
Yeah,
Honestly.
he likes to talk. That he does like to not talk. Well, make gestures and basically talk in a way. Yeah, he likes to comment on things. Let's just put it that way. He's not quiet. He likes to express his opinion and he likes to make little remarks and little posts that we've seen in the past. So definitely he does that. Yes.
Jeez. If Fofana was signed in 2022, the check on him to disrespect the club like that after being injured for the majority of his time here is shameful. Nobody should defend that behavior. Stop. Yeah, exactly. The sentiment's absolute horse dung, really. I couldn't believe what Alex Goldberg said, actually. That, yeah, it's a maintenance thing that the fans hasn't clocked. It is something to that effect, which is absolute nonsense. Is he dealing with idiots? It's not okay, really. Yeah, Fofana is bad market. I think I agree. As Nigerians would say, he's serious bad market. Most of the fan base wants a Fofana gone up before his saga. Yeah, I don't think it'd be the same. And I'm gonna something I already said when we signed him, he was on the verge of hitting his peak. He wasn't perfect at the time. At the time, also, he was still inexperienced. We signed him as a potential, I must say. But had he stayed fit, right now he'd be a much polished player.
Yeah,
But
2 years. Yeah.
he hardly ever stays fit, which has led to every time he comes back, you'd still see that rawness in him, actually.
And coach, do you remember what I said when we did sort of sign him? All that, I don't know if you remember all that time ago. I was joking about it, but I wasn't really joking about it. I was making a joke of it, but it wasn't really a joke. I knew he's always going to be injured. You know why? But I made a bit of a joke about it. But I knew there's a very, very high possibility this player is going to be injured for a long time because just from not personal experience, but I did have a teammate that I played with that had the same
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
KK legs,
Hmm.
and he was always injured. He always had problems with his knees, with his calves, and that's all related from from your knee down, basically. So Yeah, and he was tall. He was a defender as well, exactly tall and lanky, and those feet, and always had problems because of that. So I made a bit of a joke about it at the time when he signed that. I think we're going to have a bit of problem. He might be injured quite a bit. His record wasn't the best in the first place, and then when he came, I'm like, oh, let's hope he doesn't, get injured for all those jokingly reasons I said. But I was hiding it with the joke, but I was quite serious about it as well. So yeah, look, unfortunately, that's happened. I'm surprised the medical teams didn't look at that much closer, because that's like a known thing in the game. If you know, like these things, it's not a myth, it's true. It really actually affects you, the way you run, the way you land, and the way you twist more than anything. So, and if you do that at high volume, well, there's a very, very high chance risk of injury every time. And where has he been injured all the times? If you look at his career, and it's always the knee down, the knees or down.
And it's nothing new. Before we signed him, the
Correct.
record was out there for us to have looked at and decide whether to take that risk or not. Honestly,
And that's why I
uh,
was so surprised when it happened. I'm like, why are we paying so
yeah.
much
What
money?
are we doing, really?
Look, if it was, 25, 30 million, whatever, something, but like a record fee at the time, let's not forget, I was like, that is a massive risk for a player with legs like that. And it's,
That hardly ever stays fit.
yes. No, yeah, exactly. But with the legs like that, even more, because I see that as a massive risk for me. I always said it from the start. I said it when we signed him. So unfortunately, I said, hopefully I'm not right. Hopefully I'm wrong. But unfortunately, I've been proved right, which is not good, because I didn't want that. But it is what it is. Will he ever get over that? From, like I said, from experience, my friend that I knew, he never got over that. He always had that problems and retired very, very young, actually. So let's hope that's not the case for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, and people are. And Stephen Iban says, please tell me something good about Xavi Simons that can help take a little of the loads of expectations off the shoulders of Cole Palmer, because that's my worry. Someone to divert attention, and he's the guy. He's the guy. I think we've talked about that here 1,000 times. He will reduce the creative burden on Cole Palmer, and he offers a lot. With him, if Cole Palmer gets injured, we still have him. He's an excellent creator, excellent vision, can orchestrate defense, splitting passes even from our own box, and he contributes a lot defensively. I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again because it's a fact. Facts don't change. Usually, players as good as him or has the measure of flair he has, usually they don't do much defensively, but he contributes a lot defensively and wins the ball a lot in the final third. Rashford has been facing abuse from United fans for ages, and he still has their photos up. Yeah, so I don't know why Alex Goldberg is defending him, whether he's joking. I don't know. We need a new defender or two. So let's wait and see what the club does. Even our captain cannot be trusted to stay fit, but I think we'll find a way to manage this situation. It looks like, yeah, we've hit, again, we found a solution, a permanent solution to his own issue. And then one of the most expensive Chelsea defenders in history, you can say in Premier League history. How much did Liverpool pay for? How much did they pay for Van Dijk? He held that record for a while, right?
Yeah, I think he was 55 or 60, something like that. I can't remember.
So Fofana probably still the most expensive, I think.
Or maybe 65, sorry, I can't remember. But I know he was like 10 or 15 million more than Van Dijk, if I remember right. So yeah, he still holds that record as a defender. Did Harry Maguire? No, I don't think he did. No,
No,
Harry
not
Maguire.
close.
He got close. I think Harry Maguire went for 70.
70 or maybe
Yeah.
70, possibly, I don't know. But let's just stick with he's one of the most expensive of the entirety of the Premier League. But Bournemouth have started club-to-club talks with Chelsea Football Club for Axel Disasi for a loan deal with an option to. I don't like the option to buy. They will just use him at the end of the season. Say, yeah, he didn't meet what we need, so yeah, we're not buying him on a permanent. So we're gonna go
I
news
don't think they're
hunting.
that gullible, coach. I don't
Sorry.
think we're that gullible anymore. I don't think we're going to be that gullible anymore to put a stipulation like that in.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah, we're not gonna be doing that. For Fana, Badia, Chile, and Lavia are not here to play for this club. We should have packed them up. Yeah, this summer. Lavia, hopefully, you can say, go check how many games he played for Southampton. I think you could argue they were the ones that ran him into the gutter.
He played the most minutes by like
Yeah,
300, 400 minutes over everyone. Yes.
yeah. Is Cole Palmer not allowed to sit on the bench even when he's having multiple stinkers? I don't want to get into that conversation right now. He's a he's I think Maresca has proven that he doesn't allow him to stay on the pitch for too long when he's not playing well. He does. I've seen him take him off Ken once or twice, or maybe even more than that. This is a comment from Matt Law. Certain promise to someone like Josh, and if you just don't really give him a chance and you bring someone else in, it depends on the profile of the player we're bringing in. Signing a defender doesn't necessarily mean that Josh won't play. It depends on the profile. So people should just speak in again objectively when they talk about that. Okay, Borussia Dortmund are now in advanced talks with Chelsea to sign Conde Chukwuemeka on a permanent deal from Chelsea. Good one for us there. I hope that happens. Borussia Dortmund have also opened negotiations for Aaron and Salmino. I'm guessing this one definitely on loan. Yeah. And another one, RB Leipzig could be willing to sign Nkunku permanently, provided Chelsea signs Simons for around 60 million. If that's the case, I think probably we'll have a deal. But their hands are tied. I don't think they're in a position to dictate how that deal happens, or to dictate the terms of the deal, really. Okay, just a few things to get, then I'll run. Enzo Maresca and Nicholas Jackson and Nkunku, I think it's better if they find a solution, because they are going to be more happy if they find a solution, which you can argue interpret as they are looking to leave. So it'd be better off that we sell both, because they'd be happier leaving, getting to be regular starters somewhere. I don't know if you see it the same way. Palmer is our key player. He can give you that magic at the 90th minute. The reason you don't substitute him, you don't substitute those kind of players. Yeah, I think I agree. But sometimes if you want a solution to a problem on the pitch immediately, sometimes you just have to do it. We're somewhat too reliant on Palmer, especially in big matches. Stinkers or not, he cannot be dropped. You could argue that's the case right now. Maresca still on CB such. I repeat again, we are looking for internal solution, and we will see if something happens. I think in some ways they are trying to dial down the perception that we're desperate for a CB. Dante, what do you think?
Yeah, it could be, coach. We don't know for sure. It could work both ways. Yeah. So, it helps. Obviously, you see the situation we are with the remaining players we need to sell now. The clubs know we need to sell. They know our problem with UEFA, and we need to sell. So that's why they're all coming with low ball offers, loans, etc. Because you can still loan a player, and he's gone and register. You don't register him for that season, so that's fine. So that's why we're getting all these loan offers now. I'm not surprised at all. It's a business, and those clubs want a bargain, or they just want to cover their bases just in case. They're all going to try that, but we're going to hold out. I think it's a lot of these deals. Some of the other ones will go to the last day probably, but because of that reason. So we're not in the best position because of that, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We have to deal with it. And if we have to send players out on loan, well, that'll be the last resort, but they will do it, just like we did last season. Sterling will be gone last minute like he did last season, so we'll probably, Chilwell, they'll both get loaned out. And if some of the other ones we can't sell, it'll happen the same thing, because at least you're getting money that way. You're getting some money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better than keeping them, and for the registration purpose as well, of course.
Yeah. And Enzo Maresca has confirmed that Tosin Adarabioyo is available for selection for tomorrow's game, and Maresca still on CB search. Okay, we've read that one. And this one here, Enzo Maresca rules out keeping Anselmino, saying Anselmino is training with us. He is a fantastic boy, good player, but he needs to go and play games. He is another player waiting for a solution. So yeah, it makes sense. Don't just keep a player out of selfishness or because they're good. If they cannot play enough to continue developing, send them out on loan. Enzo Maresca and CB, it is not in my mind. My view is not to play from the back. You can be a bit more direct when teams are high pressing. We used Josh Archibong in the last game, and we are trying to find some internal solution, and then we will see. I think that's it. Let's call it a day, people. I have to go wake up my boys and help them get ready for school. Yeah, the wife is on call at the hospital, so it's I and them alone. That's anything else you want to say?
No, that's right. And Tobago is hosting as well right now. So maybe
Yeah. So and
if you want
this show redirects it to his own. So
yeah.
if
So
we
if you
end
want to
now, it'd
join
be
there,
good for him. Yeah.
yeah, come across to the Coolest Shells podcast. He's on live at the moment as well.
Yeah, and listen, guys, Tabeho is live, and the moment I hit end, I'm not gonna play the ending intro that long because I want you guys to be redirected. You see the link will pop up, it will take you to Tabeho's show. Go support him, please. Even if you don't have the time to stay, stop by, drop a like on the video for him, help him garner more likes. That will push the YouTube algorithm and force it to push the stream to more people who be interested in the topics we have lined up. So with that, I want to say thank you to Victor. Thank you for joining. Thank you to IB. Thank you to unsubscribed minds. I like your name, by the way. Dale Wilson. Thank you so much. Yakon. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Always constructive contribution in the chat there. So I appreciate that. And if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.
Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide.